Welcome back to Just Chattin. And this is the series of videos we do on Thursday and Sunday evenings just for our own entertainment. So for all you Audie fans, he is outside on the patio sleeping on a box. I got a delivery. It was a very large box, so he had to check it out. And then when he was through sniffing it, and I assume sharpening his claws on the sides of it, he decided he was just going to stay there, and now I am going to let him, because he has been very interruptive lately as I've been making these videos, and I wouldn't mind having a chance to do one in peace without a cat. So we're going to take a quick look at the intro, and we'll be right back. So, it seems that With Love, Meghan was nominated for an Emmy. I have to say, I was completely surprised by this. So my first reaction was, huh? And my second reaction was just hysterical laughter. So, let me explain the huh reaction first, because that show was panned by the critics, by the audiences. We have a 38 rating on Rotten Tomatoes among the critics and a 33 rating among the viewers. Now, keep in mind, of course, that because Nutmeg is involved in this, the squatties are going to be out en masse with every internet account they can lay their hands on, boosting the show, talking up Nutmeg, etc., etc. So you would expect that the show would have a bit of a higher rating on review platforms like Rotten Tomatoes, simply because her fan base is so highly motivated. So yeah, are these real numbers? I would say if they are, they're on the high side. So how does it happen that a show that was pretty much universally hated, with the exception of that small coterie of fans Nutmeg has, how does it get nominated for an Emmy? So I got curious about that and decided to do a little research. Not a lot of research because, frankly, I was too busy laughing. But I took a look at how a show is nominated in the first place. So let me just share this with you. The basic eligibility, as we see here, for an Emmy is the show must have aired during the specific eligibility calendar year and be widely accessible to viewers. Oh my, that's not hard. Now we get to the good part, submission, and this is who is submitting the show to be nominated. The studio, production company, or the creators themselves submit an entry form formally entering the movie or show into consideration for specific categories. Let me repeat that. Or the creators themselves. So this is how a show gets entered. And I think we know who filled out that form. And then the process continues, and it is voted on, and people decide if it's worthy of being in the nomination pool. For the category Nutmeg is in, there were 5 nominees in total. And let's take a look at those. Now, these are all in the Outstanding Lifestyle Program category. And the first one is A Different Breed, and that's by Inkblot Narratives and Purina Films. For everyone in the US, you're certainly going to recognize Purina being the dog food company. And this is a show about dogs in competitive sporting events. Never seen it, but it does sound interesting. Next up, George to the Rescue. and this is from NBC. And this is one of those home renovation programs. They've become very popular in the last 20 years or so. Again, never seen that one. Next up, With Love, Meghan from Netflix. Who knows? The nomination might have actually been a parting gift from Ted Sarandos, although I doubt that. Next up, The Motherhood, Hallmark Channel. This is from Hallmark Plus. And this is a show about helping busy mothers organize their lives. That does not sound very exciting to me. I'd rather watch the dog show. And the final one, The Wizard of Pause by BYU TV. And first of all, if you're thinking BYU, that can't mean what I think it means. Well, yeah, it does. Brigham Young University. And The Wizard of Pause is about a veterinarian / prosthetician who creates prosthetic limbs for animals. Again, that sounds like a show I would love to watch. So yeah, it looks like we've run the entire gamut here from Retired Yacht Girl to a show about three-legged dogs produced by the Mormons. Gosh, you just can't make this stuff up. So I don't want to say there's no serious competition, because I actually do like these little lifestyle shows about animals or whatever. You know, if they're interesting, if they're novel, not Meg's stuff, which was not interesting, not novel, but I might actually go try to find that three-legged dog show and give it a watch, or maybe the other one about the sporting animals. But where is this all going? Now, I look at this and say, hey, Nutmeg got nominated. Either she did it herself or someone in that production team did it for her. It's apparently as easy as filling out a form, which I didn't realize. I had no idea that was how easy it was to get a nomination. Once you get the nomination, though, there are probably, I don't know this for a fact, there are probably many shows nominated. If there are not many shows nominated, they're going to have to run with what they've got. And for all any of us know, there may have only been 5 shows nominated, and we're seeing them all. But in theory, if there were more than 5 shows nominated, what then happens is people within the Emmy, daytime Emmys, keep that in mind, committees will go through this and they will have a little vote and decide which ones of the nominations are going to hit that final list of 5 nominees that will be mentioned when this event is organized and filmed. So, again, we have no idea. These could be the only 5. However, would they have voted for Nutmeg if they had a field from which to choose? And I would have to say, sure, because does anybody know or care about the daytime Emmys? Personally, I stopped caring back in the 1990s when Susan Lucci, after having been nominated like 20 times, finally got the award for Best Actress in a Daytime Drama. And that was only because my mother had religiously watched that soap opera, and every year she complained to me that Susan Lucci didn't win. So, after a while, I started following it myself. When Susan Lucci won, it's like, there, my mother's happy. I don't have to deal with this ever again as long as I live. This is not the Oscars. This is not even the primetime Emmys, which will be featuring shows that are hugely popular and successful. This is daytime Emmys. This is game shows. This is soap operas. This is cooking shows. This is not the big leagues. So, given the fact that the people who have organized the Emmys clearly know this, they have got to realize this, and they don't even have the whole "we're not giving an award to Susan Lucci" to hang their hats on anymore. How else are they going to get publicity? Well, Nutmeg and the Sock Puppet, as we all know from their track record, bring a lot of publicity with them. Now, I would say it's probably not worth the trade-off because the publicity they bring with them is usually fairly negative. On the other hand, if you feel you are large and untouchable, like the Emmys, perhaps they feel they can weather whatever storm Nutmeg and the Sock Puppet will carry in tow, as long as they carry the headlines now, as long as they get people watching that daytime Emmy presentation program whenever it's going to take place, just hate watching to see if Nutmeg loses and have a good laugh. It will get eyes on their event. It will get people talking about their event. I am here right now talking about this event, which, as I've just said, I totally equate with my mother's bizarre soap opera addiction. But yeah, talking about it now. And in fact, I've even seen a couple of shows in the nomination list that I might want to check out. Are they getting what they bargained for? Yes, they are getting publicity. Just tacking Nutmeg's name to something, for good or ill, is going to get you talked about. At the end of the day, is this the sort of thing that could backfire on them? Oh yeah. I mean, if she wins with what has to be one of the worst shows to come out in many years, with everyone agreeing on that, if she wins, of course it will backfire, because everybody is going to say that she got the award simply because of the publicity that's generated around her name, because of the fact that she married the wayward prince. They don't have to give her the award, though. They've already won. They've already sort of shot their whole wad in one at this point, just by announcing the nomination. This is getting all eyes turned on daytime Emmys, their award celebration, whatever it is. And it's going to be some kind of show. I don't even know how this thing is aired because, frankly, I never watched it. I used to just follow it along in the newspapers to see what Susan Lucci was up to. But it is, in fact, going to generate some publicity for them. Is it going to be good publicity? No. Are they dependent on the general public for their funding? No, they're not. This is not a charity, so they don't have to be concerned that a certain percentage of public viewers are going to turn away from their event and take their checkbooks with them. No. All they need is the press, and they've gotten it. So, I'd love to see where this is going to. There is something so delicious to me in seeing Nutmeg, who has this, well, my gosh, she's made it into the Urban Dictionary because of her frequency of using people and discarding them. So delicious to see someone using her for a change. So, I'd love to see the way this one plays out. That is what I have for you. We're making it a short video today. I thank you for being with us. I hope to see you again next time. We're going to take a look at a slideshow. On the way out, I will find something delightful to make up for this. But in the meanwhile, have a terrific day.